Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning with Ashrat. As I mentioned in my last video that I'm gonna talk about some parents conflicts, about the separation and divorce and effect of those things on a small kid. So I'm gonna say some, I did some research. I, collected some few points there. So firstly, I'm gonna say that, the best tool what I learned until now is the communication. Whether it's a communication between two people, even though with the animals, when you have a, if you have a dog at home, when you teach them something, you can see how you have to create a better communication with them so they can understand what you are saying. So it's the same way, even though it's a communication between a human to human or among the animals or human to animals or in any ways, in any aspect, if you will see that communication is very important. So we should try to learn the different good ways to communicate with each other. And why I am telling this communication word in this, because in this situation where there is a unhealthy relationship of the parents or anybody else too, it's very important how we communicate. If we will communicate properly, so we will resolve the so many matters. But if we will communicate in an unhealthy way, it's gonna be very hard to resolve that issue. So I you know what I did different research. I read different journals there. I watched different kind of videos about that from some scholars, and these kind of things really affects a kid. So we'll see the effects like the low esteem they have, and then anxiety, depression. They have their own relationship issues, and then they go in the if they cannot handle their situation, it's very easy to involve in the bad stuff like addiction and there are so many other stuffs there, because the kid, you can imagine that it's a small mind. It's just, they don't have we cannot compare a 50 years old with a 16 years or a 13 years or a 10 years a kid. We cannot compare them. They have their own level of thinking, own level of understanding there and then here. So these effects are real, and the research tells that these effects we can see in a kid who goes through an unhealthy relationship among the parents. So but on the same side, this is the biggest truth of everybody's life too. There are the relationship who works well, there are the relationship who doesn't works well and they broke up. So all kind of situations are our human situations. We cannot say that it cannot happen to anybody. No, there is so less chances, but it can be happen in a healthy way, where it will affect the kid in any ways, but if things will be done in an healthy way, it will affect them less. Okay, so in this overall situation, I will say that the kids are the blessings of the God. You can imagine that the relationship of a mom with a kid, how is that, how strong relationship is that. This is the way that God said that heaven is under the feet of mom, because it's not an easy thing, to firstly to have that baby 9 months in the tummy, and then to bring them in the world, and then to do their upbringing, to provide them all their needs. It's not an easy task. But I will say that if God has given you that chance, God has chosen you among them. So involve your religion, involve your all the prayers you do, your religious books, even though involve the society, involve the the counselors there, the marriage counselors. If anything is wrong in the relationship, it's not necessarily that we cannot fix them. We can fix them. we cannot maybe um, we cannot fix all of the 100 relationship, but among the 100 maybe we can fix 70 of them, or maybe even 10 of them. If it will be fixed, it will be the blessing. So here I just wanted to give a small message here, a small message for the society, a small message for the parents, a small message for the relatives, and small message for that kid too, it's going to be hard for it. It depends on the age of the kid, in which age the kid is getting that. Even though a baby, if he will see the parents are fighting, that affects, you can see the, the reaction of those kids, how they give the reaction, how you will feel their um, expressions, of the face. So I'm gonna say that, a relationship of husband of wife can be, it can break, but a relationship where a kid is involved, it can't be broken, husband wife relationship done, okay, but a relationship of a mom and a dad, no, it cannot be, it cannot be destroyed, or it cannot be goes in on the end. So because they are like, the kid is a prime, the central attraction for the parents, whenever something good will happen with the kid, or their marriage will happen, and even though something bad will happen with the kid, these both kids will come together. I mean, both, sorry, both parents will come together for that kid for sure, because this is a bonding created by the god. This is a genetical bonding that cannot be break, um, that cannot be, broken. So we should be very careful in all this. And I will say that there is the biggest role of the relatives, because it's very important that we play our roles and we give the respect. This is a message for the both side of families, from the that kid's mother side and father side family, that please put everything aside, put that kid in the middle of the things and think about that kid, or put yourself at, at the place of that kid, and then think about the things, how it feels, when somebody talk about their mom, or somebody talk about their dad or relatives, how bad a kid can feel. Or somebody is, even though not talking about that, even they are not saying, how is your dad, how is your mom, it hurts a kid, it hurts. So it's very important that how we play that role, so to play that role, it's very important that we will give respect to that kid's mom, and same way we will give respect to that kid's dad. So it, I think we should think about the thing a little. We should go above the, the level of the society. Then we should think about that, because now it's not the world that where we will break everything and all are gone like that. No, nothing can happen like this. So if we, if we are believers, if we think on humanity, so we have a role to play. So it's my request to everyone, please play your real role the way it should be. Okay. So even though you cannot do some good for someone, don't do any bad thing to them too. So, and for the parents, I will say that please think about your kid, you know, think from the perspective of the kid, okay, and then ask your kid, question him or her, how they feel, where they are feeling, difficulties. Then talk with them, don't just tell your things to them, but listen to them too, and then come to a point where the kid can get a, a comfort zone, where they can feel a comfort when they are with the mom, even though when they are with the dad, or when they are among the relatives, they will not feel like, oh, like what happened, this was not good, this whatever happens with me, it was not good. So I don't know how people will take me, or maybe they, because they lose their confidence in all these things. So it's a role of ours, being a society, being a human being, being a relative, being a family, that we will bring that confidence back in that kid. Okay. So I'm going to pray for all the kids and all the families, that may God help them to find their way. But I wanted to mention here, I'm not telling anybody to go and live in an abusive relationship. If it's a relationship and abusive, don't live in that relationship. I will not suggest you that in any ways. But from the beginning, when you get married, it you feel the things. You get married, the person is not the way I thought about that person. Then start work out on the things. Take the help, take the marriage counselors, go to the marriage counselor, talk with them, so you will not regret one day that, oh, I didn't give chance to my relationship. So it's very important, take the help. If you follow a religion, take the help of a religious person. Um, if you're not comfortable there, go to the counselors, go to the psychologists, go to your friends among around you, talk with them. Just talk. Sometimes, mostly I saw whenever in these kinds of sensitive things, we talk, we get in the aggression. So we should learn that. Nobody is perfect, but we should learn that sometimes, you know they want a ear to listen them. They don't want a ear to judge them, or they don't want a who will dictate them. No, but sometimes they want somebody can listen them, and then give the other person chance to talk to, and give the other person to explain you all the positive and negatives, then make a decision. So here I'm gonna say that please think about your kid and give them a healthy relationship. And for to provide them the healthy information relationship, it's very important that your communication with among the both parents is healthy. So if you both have a healthy communication, this will help your kid to be confident, to be, you know they will not feel ashamed, they will not feel down, they will not feel depressed. So this is our role. This is a being a society, being a human being, being a parent, being a relative. It's our role how we will make our kid to feel healthy and to feel better. It's very important. So here I'm gonna end my video. So this is the only message to everyone. Please, whatever you are going to do or whatever you have done, just think about twice, take some help, and make a decision. And talk with your kid, talk with your partners, and then come to the conclusion and do whatever is good for you. No compulsion to live with someone where you don't want to live. So I will say thank you for watching my video, and thank you so much.